Well, hello, my beautiful ones. This is going to be your horoscope for the week of March 19th through the 26th. I'm going to include tarot, and I'm going to do it while you guys watch me pull the cards, since a lot of you like to see that. And since I've been denying the tarot people for a little bit because I've been doing a lot of astrology, I figured I'd do this where you guys could see me pull the cards. So today I want to talk about what's going to be going on this week. We got a lot of harsh things that have been happening. Probably today, you see the square right here. This is the 18th. The square right here is really frustrating a lot of people. Really making it, yeah, frustrated, angry, agitated. Just things are pissing you the heck off, right? And that's because the square with Mars in Chiron, and it's going to move into, it's like the square also with the moon in Aries. It was squared earlier. This was earlier today, but it's still at the square. So all day you may have been frustrated. That energies may have been really frustrated. Today's the 18th that I'm filming this. But this week we have a lot of nice things going on, a lot of deep things going on. We have the equinox coming. We have retrograde coming. I've done some videos about retrograde in each sign and retrograde and what that is. So I'll leave the links down below in the description box, and also I'll try to put them at the end of this video. So anything I talk about, I usually put in the description box, or I'll put it at the end of the video. We do have a big week coming. We've got a lot of transformation happening. We've got a lot of deep soul searching because, you know, we're about to go into the season of starts. The equinox is about the starts, and we have the cardinal signs, which is Capricorn and Aries. Those are the two lit up signs right now. Those are the energies that are really prominent. That's the way that we're doing things. And both of them are cardinal signs. Plus, we have a lot of planets in these cardinal signs. So there's a lot of planets where we're wanting to make new starts and having to do new things and really having the energy to do all of that. So I'll explain a little bit more about that. So let's take a look at your, we'll go day by day. This is just going to be for all signs. This is sort of the general energy, but you know, everybody's feeling that general energy because these are really powerful days, powerful week that we're going to have. And then I'll move on to the tarot in just a little bit. So this is the 19th. So the 19th, we have that square. You see that square? That square with Mars. Mars is just like, rrr. And so that square with Chiron and that square with the sun. So it's really going to bring the light in with what these healing, these old wounds are. That's Mars. Mars is wanting to get things going, get things fixed. He sort of goes through things and sees things. You know, he thinks about it. Excuse me. He thinks about it later. So let's talk about cardinal signs really quickly before I go into each of the aspects. So from the 19th through the 25th, and we have the equinox coming, which is like the so I guess in the metaphysical world, or in the this genre, you can call the equinox as like the first of the year, or the spring, or starting a new year. Like that's really the new year for the way that, you know, the energy moves and the way that the seasons are. So whatever goes on this week, like really pay attention to this week, because whatever's going on this week will kind of be setting the stage about what's going to be focused on in the next 6, 8, and 12 months. Okay. So we have all these planets in the cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are about, so there are 4 cardinal signs. There's Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Cappy, right? Well, we have all these planets. We have Mars, we have Mercury, we have Venus, we have Saturn. So we have Mars. Mars is in Cappy. Mercury's in Venus. We have Saturn in Cappy. and we have the sun in Aries, right? So the sun will be in Aries for 30 days. So it's really going to make all these planets and these things that are going on right here very prominent. And then this as well is going to be prominent. So these two things are kind of, all these planets are kind of speaking to each other on a daily basis, and they're kind of trying to get you through some stuff. But let's talk about what cardinal signs are. So you have, cardinal signs are leaders. You can think of cardinal signs as like the beginning of new seasons. Like it's the beginning of, it's that energy of spark and beginning, and like you get that gusto. So like you can say like when you're starting a new job, or you're you know that feeling when you get when you're starting a new job, or you're buying a new house, or you buy a new car, that feeling that you get, that's that energy that's going on. And cardinal signs are all about leadership, initiating new change, leading other people. They're very enterprising. That's that enterprising energy. And so Aries and Cappy is the way that we're going to be doing this. Aries and Cappy are lit up in our charts right now. And so Aries and Cappy are both wanting to lead, right? And they're very different leaders, although they are leaders. So Aries and Cappy are really direct, whereas Cancer and Libra are more indirect with their leading. So Aries and Cappy are very direct. And so being direct, their leadership style is like they're not afraid to confront things. They address conflict right away. They tell you straight to the point. That's kind of that energy that's going on. And so that's the energy that you're kind of feeling. That's why that, depending on whether things are squared or trined, it's kind of that feeling that you're getting of, oh, I got to get this done, or, you know. And Aries leads more like, Aries wants to lead, but they'll lead either with a group or on their own. Like they'll lead themselves. So where Cappy is a little bit different. Aries, you can think of that cardinal energy with the fire in it, right? Because it's a fire sign, or so it's a fire element. So that cardinal energy of leading, of starting new, of bringing new tasks. And with that fire energy, it's like, it's leading with instinct. It's being creative and always in charge. And again, they can do it independently or in a group. You know, if you've seen an Aries, they're like, if you're not going to come with me, I'm going to go anyways, because I got to get this done, right? Whereas a Cappy is that cardinal energy with the element of earth. So it's a little bit more stable, but unstable, it's stubborn, and it's strong-willed, and it's goal-oriented, and it's status-seeking, and it's methodical in what it does, right? And so that's the way, if you look here, these three planets are the way that you're expressing that. And these planets here, so these three planets are the way that you're expressing that Cappy energy, right? Whereas these planets are where you're expressing that Aries energy. And so you have two leaders being very prominent. And even though there's more planets going on here, these are bigger planets. These are big planets. And so they have a lot of energy. So it's almost like one planet equals two, right? So if you think about it, if they're both trying to lead, and they are both trying to get you to the same place, they're just doing it in a very different way. You're getting that back and forth of, Aries wants to go and do it and doesn't care who says what, and they're going to get it done, but they're not thinking a lot about it. They're just doing it, right? Because they're action oriented, where Capricorn is more methodical, and they're like, wait, we really want to make this become reality. And so that takes planning, and that takes some steps that we need to do, and that takes some clearing, and that takes, you know, that's Cappy's energy, right? Okay, so that's kind of what you're feeling, that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So the thing that you want to do in both of these houses and both of these signs is, as an Aries, you want to become more of the next sign. So you want to become more of the Taurian kind of energy. And that's how that Aries energy grows, is to become a little bit more Taurian, which is a more fixed sign, because you go from cardinal to fixed, right? And then here in Cappy land, you want to be a little bit more like Aquarius, okay? So both of these are fixed signs. Taurus and Aquarius are both fixed signs. So in order for these Capricorn and Aries to grow, they need to take on a little bit more of the qualities of the next sign, right? So they're growing towards that next sign. So, and it's for a reason. So cause it, when they do start becoming more like that sign, it causes them to become, or the projects or the things that they're starting or the dreams that they're having or these things that relationships, whatever this is for you in your chart, it causes you to become calm and fixed and rooted. So you can think of it this way. In the beginning, Aries and Cappy are like those new beginnings, the ideas, the enterprises, the projects, and then with those things they're trying to plan. They're planning it out. Aries do a little bit less planning than Cappy, and Cappy's trying to rule, and so is Aries, and they're kind of doing a conflict thing. But then you can think of this time right now into that planning stage, and then going through the planning stage, moving through that planning stage, and coming out of the planning stage and actually doing the work to build the manifestation. That's what's going to be going on this month. That's what's going to be going on in this next 30 days, okay? So that's a little bit about cardinal signs and the energy that you're kind of dealing with. We'll go into now talking a little bit about what's going on for the 19th. So the 19th, I'm looking right here and I see that square. So that square with the sun and with Chiron, like I said, that's really, that square with Chiron and the sun, that's really bringing forth that Mars energy. Mars is trying to figure it out. Mars is giving you the energy to go in deep, to really see what it is that, why are these wounds still here? What are these wounds about? Why is my life always this way? You know, when am I going to stop allowing people to do this? When am I going to do the things differently? When it, you know, just all that talk that you have to yourself, that's Mars giving you that energy, right? And then we have this trine. This is a beautiful trine here. So we have this trine with Mercury and Venus. So Mercury and Venus are conjunct. So they're talking to each other again. They like to talk to each other. So, and this is before retrograde. And there's this trine going on with the North Node. So this trine with Venus and Mercury is kind of telling me that there's, because we've been really working with this North Node, trines to me mean opportunity. So to sextile. So it's trining your North Node, and you can't see the South Node, but it's sextiling your South Node. That to me tells me there's destiny involved. There's soulmates involved. There's miracles involved. There's like stuff that comes from nowhere, stuff that shows up, or people that show up, or relationships that show up that you're like, that, wow, like I didn't even mean to go here, and I went there and I met the love of my life, and or I met the best friend that I could ever have, or I went there and I wasn't even going to go there, but I went there, and because my friend really wanted me to go there, or my family member really wanted me to go there, and I am so glad that I went there, because it completely changed my life, because my career changed, I met this person, like that kind of stuff. I could see where not just the trine of the North Node, but the sextile of the South Node. The North Node is those things that we're moving towards, those things that we're trying to master more here in this earth. But the South Node has to do with past lives, childhood, like those past things. And so with its sextiling, I'm seeing opportunity in your South Node for somebody to pop in, for some situation to pop in, for some thing to pop in, for something like that can be going on this week. So be very aware of that. And so again, it's going to be in different houses for everybody. For Aries, it'll be in your 12th house. I'm sorry, in your 11th house. Taurus, it's going to be in your 12th house. But, no, wait, is that? No, it's going to be in your 11th house as well. No, your 10th house, sorry. So Taurus is going to be in your 10th house. Pisces, it's going to be in your 12th house. Sorry about that. So I can see where things can come in where you don't even know, where you don't even realize. But this is all fated destiny, miracles, like stuff and people and things happening that you feel like it came from nowhere, but you really have been working on this stuff. So good luck. Congratulations to a lot of you. I see some lives changing. I see something like that. Then we still have this sextile, and you know, sextiles and trines mean opportunity. The trine, I like trines, but I like sextiles more because sextiles gives us that energy and that drive to be able to accomplish and take heed of those opportunities and do something with it. Or a trine, you can sort of become a lethargic because it's really too easy for some of us, not everybody. So here's this sextile with Pluto and Jupiter. So there's still some transformation, still some opportunities for transformation in this house. But with Capricorn being lit up, I can see it's getting closer to these things coming to fruition for you, especially for depending on where where this is in your chart. But this Jupiter is expanding you. This Jupiter is helping you understand more about you. Scorpio is making you really go deep. But this week it looks like more opportunities for you in that. So I think that's all I want to say for this day. This energy of this trine with Mars and the moon is going to come as well. Okay, I see this trine here. So this trine with Mars and the moon, and you have Uranus. So with Uranus and the moon, especially trining Mars, I feel like so there's going to be some surprises. There's going to be some shock and awe because that's Uranus. Uranus likes to shock you. Uranus likes to awe. Uranus likes to think outside the box. Uranus likes to bring surprises in. And I'm telling you, with that energy open like that and your emotions being in it and your destiny with this Mars energy, this trine here, I can see things coming in, especially with Uranus shocking you, changing your life, things happening. Like maybe things hadn't been happening for a while for some people, and all of a sudden, like this week, you're like, bam, bam. Like life-changing stuff is what I'm seeing. Okay, so I'll move on to the next day. I don't want to stay too long on one day. But you got a lot of stuff going on just the first day. So on the 20th, well, we'll just say this first week, or this week. On the 20th, we have this square here. So this moon in Taurus is going to square your north node. So it's going to feel like I can't see what I'm supposed to see. What is it that's not happening that should be happening? What is it that I'm not doing? What is it that I kind of see it, but it's not coming clear, and I've done everything I can and things are still like lagging or not coming true. Like you can feel like that on this day with this while this is squared. A little bit of sort of, I don't know how to explain this. With the North Node squaring the moon, it could be a very, very emotional day, and it could be that you don't even know why it's so emotional. It could be that it's one of those days where, because the North Node is not going to reveal itself completely, and especially if it's squaring, especially if it's squaring the moon, it's like a little bit of frustration or maybe some sadness, like that could be happening, but it's because you kind of know some of these things to be true that haven't come true for you yet, and you're like almost wondering when, why, what, like, and it can be very emotional for you on that day, for all of us. So we have also we have Mercury trining the North Node again. So this, I'm sorry, not Mercury and Venus. I'm telling you, in these next 3 days, 19, 20, 21, the next 3 days, we have some fated destiny, miracles, whatever you call it. That stuff is coming through like this week. And because we still have this trine going on, which means we have that sextile in that south node. This is very, very prominent. This is very, very prominent. We have it's like, as this moon's passing over Chiron, it's like you're understanding more, you're letting go more, and as that happens, it's almost like you get these fated destiny things that were meant to come in as you release these things. Does that make sense to you? Hope that makes sense. And with Uranus, Uranus loves to shock and awe. Uranus loves to do things out of the ordinary. Uranus loves to do things out of society's norm. So I can see where, I mean, it just kind of depends. Like, maybe you haven't dated, didn't have any prospects for a long time, and you've been clearing, and then nobody was coming. And I mean, in relationships, this could be happening because this has to do with your Venus and Mercury, with your North Node. A lot of you could be starting new relationships, or this person shows up and you don't even realize that that's what you're going to be starting. This could be about your money, your relationships with your family. Like, this could be several things, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of fated stuff going on here. On the 20th, on the 19th, on the 20th, and today, the 18th, is all about getting prepared. So, let's look. Sorry, let me make sure where I'm at. So on the 20th, depending on where you are in the world, the 20th is the equinox, or the 21st is the equinox. So on that day, you can use this energy with the equinox. And the way that this is, you can use this energy to start new projects, new affairs, new relationships. And that's all about what I'm saying. I'm seeing it, but I'm seeing it in a different way. I'm just seeing where, like, they come in, and it's shocking, and it's awe, and it's like, whoa. Wow. Okay. So the 20th, take note, because it's going to be a big day for a lot of you. A lot of you, it's going to be a big day. Okay. We'll also have the moon in, again, like I talked about before, we have the moon in Taurus. It is trining Mars. It just kind of depends on the time period, but it is going to be trining Mars. So there's opportunity there. Mars, again, is the god of war. It gives you the energy, it gives you the passion, it gives you all of that. And with the moon trining, I can see some opportunity coming in for relationships. This is a big week for relationships. But you can also have energy and fun and exciting times. That's like the moon and Mars. And then the sun on this day is going to enter Aries. So Aries already is running strong and is already, like, trying to go wild. It reminds me of my Aries friends who are like, let's go play. Back in the day, we would go play, and it would be like 2 days later, we would still be playing. So it's like that much fun. It's like Aries is running wild. That's why I love my Aries friends. Because time doesn't mean anything. We got playing to do. We ain't got time to be sad and worried about whatever we're worried about. We got playing to do. And that's kind of what's going to be going on. Like, as soon as that sun energy hits Aries, it's going to be like, even more so. It's just going to give it more. So, again, this is a good day to start something new, start some new projects. You're going to have the energy to do it. You're also going to have the clarity because of the sun. Like, very, very clear. So the 20th, the 21st, let's look at the 21st really quickly. Just making sure I'm not messing all this up. Yeah, so the 21st also is going to be like that. You see the sun in there. The sun. So you're going to have like a couple of days where you're feeling like this. The sun is going to be in there for a while. It's going to be in there for 30 days. So things are going to get very clear. Your ego is going to get very balanced or out of whack. It's kind of up to you and how you do this. You still have Mercury and Venus doing their thing in Aries. And like for me, my Aries is Venus. I mean, my Aries is Venus. In my natal chart, my Venus is Aries. So that's kind of that's the way in which I have relationships. And Aries are fun. Aries are passionate. They can be very sensual, but they like to take charge. And so your house is lit up. I'm telling you, for some of you people, depending on where this is in your chart, it may be time that your guy or girl comes in. It just kind of depends on your chart. So we do have, you're still going to feel those squares with Mars and with Mars and Mercury and Venus, you're still going to feel those, Pluto, Mars and Mercury. So you're still going to kind of feel those squares. It's not going to be as bad. And we have that equinox going on the 21st, the 20th and 21st. It kind of depends on where you live in the world. So that's for the 21st, 20th and 21st. And then we have the 22nd. And we all know what happens to the 22nd if y'all have been watching me, because I released that Mercury Retrograde video. So we have the 22nd. And I know a lot of you had questions about retrograde, like, should I be starting something new? Let me say this. If you've thought about this particular project, if you've done this particular project, if it is your job or your career, then it's okay to be starting these things because you're already in those things. Somebody asked if they could turn in paperwork or turn in some exam and start new. Yeah, that's all part of the same kind of energy that you've been working in already. It's just brand new stuff. It's like waking up on the 22nd and saying, well, I'm going to start a new job. And you haven't even thought about starting a new job or looking for a new job or doing anything like that. That's when they're going to get the delays. If it's brand new, if it's like a brand new thing and you hadn't thought about it, hadn't worked in it, hadn't put any energy into it, then yes, you can have delays. And this is the thing. It's not that it won't go through. It can go through and it can be successful. You just have to be really, really cautious and really dot your I's and cross your T's during this time, because this is all brand new. It's this energy that's making you really, really think. It's slowing you down. Okay. So Mercury retrograde, we have that on the 22nd. It looks like the same things are kind of going on. We have this quincunx here with Saturn and the moon. So quincunxes always make you feel like off, just real off. And so Saturn's wanting you to work hard, and the moon's like, I can see the moon complaining, like, I'm tired. I don't want to feel anymore right now. I'm trying to take a break from this feeling. I've been working so hard. And Saturn's like, nope, we're not done. You haven't worked hard enough. We got a lot to go. We got a lot to do before you get these manifestations. If you really want this, then you'll work at it. And the moon's like, but I'm so emotional and I'm so tired and and that's kind of what's going to be going on. You'll kind of feel off on that day because quincunxes always make you feel off. Okay. So that's for the 22nd. Then we're going to move into the 24th. If I can move into the 24th, hold on. Yeah, so then we have the 24th. It looks like it's kind of the same thing going on all through this week of the trines. You have the opposition. You do have that opposition. It's really going to affect you on the 24th. That I'm really tired of this. I don't know if I really want to do this. I don't know if it's worth me doing all this time for these new dreams that I want. I mean, I kind of thought I wanted them, but they're looking like way far off. And Saturn's like, it's right here, but you're going to have to work for it if you want it. I ain't going to just give it to you. You got to work. And so with this opposition, they're both trying to get you to the same place. They're just really, really far apart from doing it. And so it may feel on this day, the 24th, it might feel to you like your dreams are just too far, and do you even really want to do it? And so just be aware of that. This too shall pass. Remember that. This too shall pass. But this is like that day where Saturn's like, listen, if you want it, you got to come this way. You got to show me this is what you want, because you will have the most beautiful, beautiful manifestations for your life. But I need you to know that you got to work for it, because I need you to be responsible when you get it. That's Saturn. Okay. So, but you still have this trine going on here. So even though you may feel this way, and even though those dreams may feel far away, if somebody comes in and faded stuff comes and I get that feeling like what they're showing me right now is like, just when you're at the brink sometimes, right? Where you just feel like you can't go on and you just feel like nothing's going to break through. Nothing. Those times like where you're very, very low, that's when miracles happen. That's when things happen. That's when people come in. That's when, your life changes, your career changes, your money changes, your finances change, your relationships. Like, that's when those miracles and fated stuff come in. And for many of you, see this trine, that's what I'm feeling like. Right when you just feel like you can't, things will happen. So what they're saying is this too shall pass. And remember, when you're feeling that way, you never know. You never know what's right around the corner. And they're showing me this again. When I'm doing my mediumship, I've done a lot of mediumship reading. So I've helped a lot of people. And the one thing that spirit, not just spirit, but your loved ones, the one thing that they tell me about the other side, when we ask, because some people ask what would you do differently, or how would you do it better? And the one thing that they've taught me is, you never ever know what's right around the corner. You never know what's right around the corner. And they say that if I just wasn't afraid, if I just was not afraid to continue to go, or if I wasn't afraid to work, and I wasn't afraid about worrying about what people thought of me, or was I going to be able to do that, or was I standing in my way? Like, if I just wasn't afraid and I just continued to do it, I didn't even know that right around the corner was my miracle. Right around the corner was my miracle. That's the thing that your loved ones on the other side say a lot. They say that a lot. They say a lot of things, but that's one thing that they do say a lot. So that's a message for everybody. Somebody really needed to hear that. So let's talk about the next day, the 25th. So on the 25th, we have... also, I'm sorry. On the 24th, we are going to have... Let me look at the 24th. So the 24th, we are going to have Venus square Pluto. So there are going to be challenges in your relationship on this day too. Because Venus has to do with, how we please ourselves, and money, and how we want things done, and how we bring in money. And Pluto is trying to transform us in these things. Pluto is really going to make us work and see. This is the reason why this keeps happening to you. This is the reason why, you keep attracting this. This is the reason why your bank account is still this. This is the reason why. I mean, that's Pluto. And so that could be happening on the 24th. Okay, so on the 25th, I just wanted to mention that. So let me move to the 25th, sorry. So on the 25th, look at all those trines. So you got two trines. You've got the trine with Jupiter and the moon. I'm telling you, that 24th is going to be a harsh day for a lot of people emotionally. But if you can get through that, and when you get through this, I mean, Jupiter is shining. Jupiter's like, yes, I get to give presents. You've expanded. You're expanding so that I can expand you. You get these gifts. You get these miracles. You get these things. You get these relationships. This is trining, opportunity. And I think because of these squares that are going on and this opposition that's going on, that's a beautiful time for a trine, where all this energy the day before, you're like, oh my God. And then the next day you just like, bam, opportunity, bam, miracles, bam, right? Not only that trine, but this trine too. So the north node again, like this north node and that south node that's sextile, I'm telling y'all, some stuff is going to be happening this week. I know it's going to be a harsh week. Emotionally, it's going to be a very clarifying week. Some things are going to come in your face and make you see it so that you can transform. It's going to be all up in you, and you're not going to be able to ignore it. But I'm telling you, when you get this done, you are going to feel so much better, and your life can change. This is a big change. Your life can start new. You have new projects that can start. You have all this energy. You have all this support from the universe. So, congratulations to everyone. I'm hanging in there with you. I'm sending you guys lots of love and light during that time, because I know this is going to be a harsh week. So, let's do a little bit of tarot. And by the way, I will be working on the monthlies with the tarot and the astrology this week. So, oops, sorry. I'll probably have some of them come out tonight or tomorrow, but we'll see, because I'm not going to be rushed. Hold on. Okay. Oops. Sorry. I'm still learning this thing. Hold on. I think it's this one. No. Maybe it's this one. No. It's this one. Sorry. It took me a minute. Sorry about that. Okay. One more time. Sorry about that. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. So I'm going to do the water signs first, and then I'm going to do the air signs, and then I'm going to do, and I'm only doing water, earth, air, fire, okay? I'm not going to go through each sign because I'm about to do your monthlies. So you guys can watch me shuffle. Let's see what we got going on for, actually, what I want to do is the fire signs first, because I was not able to get Aries out, so I want to do the fire signs first. And because we got all this Aries energy. So let's do these fire signs. So I'm just going to do a quick 4-card spread. For a more detailed one, I'm going to have your other ones out this week, okay? All right, so let's talk about your present position. This is your present position. Yep, that's about right, Aries. So your present position looks like, pardon me, looks like the 3 of coins. It looks like you're intently working on some things. And these things are going to be solid and manifested because it's the coins. So it could be in your relationship. It could be in your work. It could be in your career. I mean, we've already gone over, you know, what's going on with the planets and the stars and stuff. But this energy really is, it has you energized. It has you focused. It has you looking. It has you, just remember that Capricorn and Saturn are going to want to make you slow it down. But what happens with the 3 of coins is you become so involved in your project, in your thing, that oftentimes you will inevitably become the master, but you don't even realize it because you've been so attention to detail that you've forgotten the bigger picture, right? And so that's kind of what's going on right now with you guys. And this is in the love area. So the love area, to me, you guys know, is it can be, I can be talking about anything, because love is that energy that moves through all vibrations for me, okay? So, in your, this is going to be your advice for this week. See, you have the world. Wow, check that out. So you have the world. So the world is all about changing phases, starting anew. We have the equinox. We have this stuff going on. But for you, if you've been really intently working on something and stuff hasn't come through and you're wondering why, and maybe things weren't very clear, and that's kind of what I'm feeling like for a lot of you, that you have worked because you're not afraid of work and you're used to having energy. And yeah, you get lethargic sometimes, but you're used to having energy run through you. And you were like at that space where you were like, I did it all and it still didn't come through, and I've done this, and you got to the space where you're like, I don't even know what to do next. I don't even know. But then just when you thought you couldn't do something next, and this could be in a relationship, this could be in your career too. I'm seeing a careers too, where you're like, just when you thought you were done, just when you thought you couldn't do anymore, just when you thought nothing was going to happen, you were like, well, but I got to try, right? And so when you got to try, and that was the energy that came in, was the Three of Coins. And what your advice is, this is where you're headed. So you will see some changes this week. They're saying this. Your phase of your life is changing. And so if you've been doing the work, even if you did the work and you put it away, and you've done the work and you put it away, and you've been doing the work, I can see where either a relationship that you have with someone is changing the phase. So y'all are going to come to an understanding, maybe, and it can be both ways for me. It can be like, we understand that we no longer need to be around each other, or we understand that we need to let each other go, or it can also be, or we're understanding that, you know, we really do like each other. We really do want to be together. And so whatever this is, I feel like it's an understanding in a relationship. With family members, I feel that as well, where you come to this understanding and the phase of your life changes with these people, with your careers, with relationships, love relationships. Okay. And so, the outcome at the end of the week, wow, look at that. Look at you, Aries. So the outcome at the end of the week is the Nine of Coins. And the Nine of Pentacles is all about being independent, having worked hard. Now, when I say independent, does not mean that you are alone and don't have a partner. It just means that you have worked very hard to get to the status that you are, to get to the place in life you are. You see all these coins that you've done, see all these things that you've nourished, and you're in a very peaceful, better place. Like, you're in a place, if you're single, you're in a place to be where when somebody comes in and you want to love them, it's because you want to and not because you need to. Also, if you're with a partner and you've worked very hard, you're standing alone in the confidence and understanding that this person really loves me, I love them, and we're together because we want to be together. We're not trying to fix each other. We're not trying to heal each other. We're together because we really want to be together. So I also feel like if you've been working on a project in your career, that this changes and it comes through, and that money's coming in for you. That's what I feel like too. Okay? So, congratulations. Not just my Aries, but my Saggies and my Leos as well. So that was all about the fire signs. So the next is my earth signs. Let's talk about the earth signs. Let me shuffle these really quickly. Shuffle them this way too, and I can't do that on camera, so sorry about that. You can hear me though. Some people are like, no, you have to shuffle in front of me. I don't really think that's true, but just so you're not anxious, some of you. Hold on just a second. Okay. So, earth signs. That's Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. My beautiful Cappies, my beautiful Virgos, and my beautiful Taurians. Let's see what's going on for you this week. So, the first position I'm going to lay the card out for is your present position and what's been going on in this next week. So, look at that. You have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is a beautiful, beautiful beginning, but it's really exciting too because it comes from nowhere. It's like, for some of you, if this is talking about love, somebody may be coming into your life. For others of you, if it's about career or your money or your family, this is like this new beginning that's being started, but you had no idea that it was going to come in that way. Or it comes in and maybe you thought it was going to be later, or maybe you thought it was something different. Whatever this is, it's lighter, it's out of the box, but it's more, well, I mean, swords are mental, so it's like really out of the box. But this is a new beginning, or you guys have already had the new beginning, you just started the new beginning. I'm kind of seeing that because this is your present position. So where is this going? All right, guys. That's my earth signs. Okay, so where is this going and what's the advice? The advice is, so you have the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is all about feeling like, well, it's not feeling like, it's like, let me say that the 8 of Swords is about you being tested. This is about you being tested. And trust me, it's not from God or spirit or oneness. It's from you. You're testing yourself. From your higher self, from your soul, from you. So the 8 of Swords is about being tested to basically put your money where your mouth is. Like, can I do these things that I said? Am I ready? Am I ready and able to love the way that I want to love? The love that I've been talking about loving. You know, I get so frustrated at people, and I do a lot for people, and then people don't do anything for me, and then I get frustrated, and then, you know, I'm coming to an understanding that I could actually say no, and I don't really have to do it all. And so then I make that decision not to do it, but then I want to do it, but then I want to complain about it. And then, well, what do I do, right? And that's kind of this thing that's going on with you guys. All earth signs, I'm feeling that. Where you do and you do and you give and you give. And then when you're depleted, you're wondering, why isn't there anyone around to give to you? And that's because like is attracting like. What is it that you feel like you're not worthy of? What is it that you feel, why is it that you feel that someone can treat you that way? That's you. That's not them. They're just responding to you. So this is about that. This is about you putting your boundaries down. This is about you being tested, like you testing yourself. Like, am I going to be true to my word and mean what I say when I say that those type of people, or my family members, or my coworkers, or my projects, they're not going to be treating me that way? Am I going to keep my boundaries? That's what this is about. For you, for Virgos, Taurus, and Capricorn, I'm seeing that. It's a deep thing. So by the end of the week, things should be stabling out. You have the 6 of Swords, and that's all about, see that? That's all about seeing the light, coming to stiller, more stable waters, having these understanding and experiences that you grew from, that you understood, that you mastered, and you're bringing these experiences with you into this new phase of your life, into this new area of your life, and you're seeing the way. You're actually seeing more clearly. So this is going to be a hard week for you, earth signs. I can see that. Saturn's really lit you up. Capricorn, I know you're used to working in that, but then you can get overworked. So I can kind of see where you're being balanced. I can kind of see where you're doing the right thing. And I can see where you've, like, you pass the test, right? And so things become more stable with your relationships, with your family members, with your coworkers, with your projects, with your money, with people around you in the world that you're creating. So congratulations. It's going to be a hard week for you guys. I know that already. So let's do the water signs. And this is going to be a long video, so y'all are welcome to timestamp these videos. I have no problem with you timestamping. One more time. Here we go. All right, my beautiful water signs. That's Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. I think I did that one too many times. It's okay. All right, so what's your present position? What's been going on? Where are we at for my water signs? Ooh. Are y'all doing that in-between thing where you're not making a decision, you're kind of waiting to see what's going on? That's what I feel like you're doing. So, sometimes in our life, when we're trying to decide whether to do this or do that, sometimes we want to do both. But sometimes we're like, well, I really want to do this, but then I'll miss out on this. Or sometimes if I do this, I'll hurt this person, or I'll hurt this situation, or I'll hurt that. And I don't want to do that. But I also don't want to be in that. So I really want to do this, but I'm not doing that. And so you're going back and forth and you're not making a decision because you feel like you don't have enough information, because you feel like maybe they're both evening out. There's many reasons why you feel like, because you don't want to hurt somebody, because you don't want to hurt the situation, because you don't want to hurt yourself. That's mainly it, because you don't want to hurt yourself. But you can say it's because you don't want to hurt other people. So the Chariot right now is about, there are some decisions that you are refusing to make that you really need to make. Because the Chariot is about taking the bull by the horns, taking the horse's reins and going. But you can't go unless you make that decision. So you need to make these decisions. You don't make the decisions, and then you're wondering, well, why hasn't my life changed? Why hasn't anything changed? Well, it hasn't changed because you won't make the decision. And until you don't make the decision, it ain't going to change. Okay? So, what's the advice and where are you working towards? They're saying with the Five of Cups. So, this is you. Like, looking at what you don't have. Looking at how people are. Looking at the past stuff. Looking at... I mean, it just goes on and on for all three of you signs. Like, this, why hasn't it come? Why do these people act this way? Why do I allow people in my life like that? Why, right? That's what you're focusing on. And in that new moon energy in Pisces, you should be focusing on this. You should be focusing on what you do have, who you are now, how far you've come from, where you want to go from here, how you see your life. Really, really get into that state of appreciation of now. Be in your now, not then. That's your then. Be in your now. Being in your now is going to bring forth those things that you're wanting, those manifestations, those relationships, those situations, those projects, those careers, those life purposes. That's going to bring that in. You're wondering why the same thing happens over and over and over again? Because you keep thinking about it. And we are what we think. Therefore, you bring in that manifestation of what hasn't happened, who did what. And you're wondering why you haven't moved from this area. That's why. So their advice is go into that state of appreciation. I did that meditation where I helped open your heart. I helped you get into your present state. Watch that meditation that I did on Friday. That's a great meditation. We had a great time. There was a lot of healing on there. Don't miss that. So where are you headed at the end of the week? You have the Devil card. So the Devil card is all about addiction. It's about lust. It's about indulgence. It's about all of that. And so I see this in several ways for some of you. I see that you are indulging that ego of you. That ego part of you that's like, I can't do it. I can't be in this much pain. It's going to cause too much pain. I can't make that decision. I can't. And so I'm just going to not do anything. I see that for some of you. For others of you, I see where you're breaking, I don't even want to say breaking free because it's not, but where you're like refusing to deal with what you need to deal with. And you're moving into this, I'm going to have a better time. I'm just going to ignore the stuff. I'm going to go out with my friends. I'm going to go have a good time. I'm going to be with my family. I'm going to do something I enjoy doing. I see that at the end of the week. But I'm telling you, you don't make a decision. And if you don't change this, it's not going to change. It's not. That's why I go over what's going on with the chart, so that you can see the energy to help you do this, so that you understand you're not alone. It is your choice, but you're not alone in this. God, source, oneness, the universe has your back. The stars, the planets, the energy has your back. Your higher self, spirit, your loved ones, they have your back. They're trying to help. They can't do it for you because that's what you came here to do. You came here to do it from your aspect. but they can help guide you. They can help you. And sometimes when that pain is so bad that you think you're going to die, or maybe some of you would rather die than to suffer that pain, you can ask your angels, you can ask your higher self, you can ask your guides to hold that pain for you for just a little bit. But it's not until you get through that pain and make those decisions and take that action, not the action of, I'm just going to go do what I want to do and forget about this other stuff. Not that action. Take the action of what you really, really know to be true for yourself, what you really want to do. Take that action, and then it just gets easier, and it gets easier. And before you know it, you're manifesting those beautiful realities that you're wanting. Okay? So, good luck, my water signs. Now, where are my airbenders, my air signs? By the way, airbenders, y'all know me because I'm air and fire, but I'm air. I have to practice my kinesis, my PK, and my telekinesis and stuff. So, I'll do this in front of everybody on camera, but I was like, let me see if I could do this really quickly, and I did. It only took like 5 minutes. And so I'll do this in camera, in front of camera. I'll do this on camera for you guys and teach you how to do it. But it was really easy to do. It wasn't that hard. I can move stuff and have stuff. Yeah, I can do really weird stuff. But I was like, I never tried to like bend a spoon because, I don't know, it just seems so cliche. I know that sounds silly, but it just seems cliche. So I was like, well, let me see if I can do it. And I did it. And as you can see, it doesn't move. Yeah, here, I'll do it with 2 hands. It doesn't move. And I had to soften this, and then, well, actually, I just talked to it. I know that sounds weird, but that's the stuff I wanted to teach you guys. That's the expansion in your mind, the things that you can do in your mind, the things, I mean, all of us have such potential that you're not even using because you're worried about who did what. Like, it's just, you have so much more to do. You have so much more. I wish I could get it through some of you. But others of you are doing really, really well. Others of you are like, yep, I got this. Yep. Okay, so here are my air signs: Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, my beautiful Gemmies, my beautiful balancing Libras, my beautiful Aquarians. You know I love you. You know you have a special place in my heart. Okay, so let's see what's going on with you guys. What y'all been up to? Y'all been busy like me. Been in air. That's so funny. Okay, here we go. Where's your present position for this week? Oh, you guys also have the Ace of Swords. So this is your energy. You must have had some starts. You must have like taken the action. You must have had like, maybe you thought it was going to go one way, but it went another way. Whatever this is, y'all have started something. Either a relationship or a position, or projects that are going to bring you in more manifestations. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. So, again, this is outside of the box thinking. This is your area anyway. So this is like that outside of the box thinking. Like, maybe you're doing it in a different way than you've done it before because you've really, really been creating. You're actually using this energy this energy in Aries is very beneficial to you because you're actually using it, you're directing it, you're focusing, things are getting clear for you. You're not having that thing of like going back and forth and I can't figure it out and I don't know what to do. Like, that's gone. It's like all of a sudden, poof, it lifted. So you've got new beginnings. If you don't have it, if it hasn't started, it's going to start this week. So where are you headed? This really... All right, so you're headed to the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, and you know, as an air sign, you can do this where you get so overwhelmed because you're trying to start too much. The Ten of Swords is about being overwhelmed and feeling like you can't move because everything's just coming at you. But if you think about the big picture, like you were, so here when you were creating to get to this first, like start, you do need to think about the big picture, right? And then what you do is you think about the big picture and bring it down. But you stay in this big picture thing. And so you got these things that you're like trying to start and people coming in and things going awry, blah, 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 like all of that. And it gets overwhelming because you're still thinking of the big picture. You got to take that big picture and you got to narrow it down. And you got to do one thing at a time. Just one thing. Do the first thing, then the second thing, then the third thing, and just do it like that. Okay, air signs? Just do it like that. And I promise you, before you know it, you'll have all 20 things done. And it's a better way of doing it than thinking, I can't do it all. Because you're thinking of all of it that you need to do. You need to think very narrow, okay? One thing at a time. And you say, which one first? Well, which one calls to you first? You're aligned enough. You're in tune with yourself enough. You're in tune with the universe enough. Ask your higher self. Say, which one is it? Where is my heart pulling me? Which is the first one I want to do, right? Do that, okay? When you do that, oh, well, there you go, the Hermit. So by the end of the week, it looks like this week it'll get overwhelming. I know a lot of you, you're still dealing with a lot of past trauma that you're trying to let go of. So that may also be what this is about. And they're saying you won't make the first move until you're very clear, and you'll get very clear. So the Hermit to me is about getting a message from your higher self, or getting a message from spirit, or getting a message from the angels, or getting a message in dreams, or getting a message from God or spirit. I mean, oneness, God, oneness, source, right? So it looks like, see this light that's being illuminated, you're going to get, you can call it a message. Some of you don't want to call it a message, whatever. It's not, maybe it's not a message, maybe it's a dream. Whatever this is, you're going to get very clear about it by the end of the week so that you can move forward, so that you don't feel overwhelmed, so that this thing sticks and becomes solid and grows into the manifestation that you're trying to have. That makes sense? All right, my gorgeous ones. I hope I helped. Again, I will be doing sort of this style for every sign for the month of April. I'll be having those out probably during this week sometime, okay? Love you, love you, love you. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Bye.